Good morning. Yesterday was an interesting day. I didn't get to do a Tedium Unlimited. For reasons that I will explain shortly. But first, I did get a little footage yesterday that was intended, so I shall narrate that now to catch you all up. We've been trapped between the tracks. There's a no stop on tracks warning, which makes perfect sense, but there's two sets of tracks about a car's length apart. I'm between the two sets of tracks and waiting for a red light, and then the train has come along. So I am very, very close to that train. Not close enough that he could stick his foot out and kick me, but close enough that I'm gonna be here for a while, and there's no escape until it's gone. Damn these trains and their timing. Oh, well, that's something. It's over. It was short. I've talked about the Coke Freestyle machines. Here's a classic example. Note these three people, all of them trying to figure out how for one person to get a drink. They were there when I went up to the other machine. They were there when I came back to my table. They're still there. I stopped by Fry's Electronics to see if I could find a present for James. I love Fry's Electronics. Not only is it practically the only electronics store left, but it's also the weirdest. Take, for example, this one, built in the classic Mayan architectural style, so prevalent here in Phoenix, Arizona. Was my lucky day when I got back home, though, because I got an email saying my $11,000 New Zealand tax refund was ready for me to pick up. All I had to do was to give them the transfer information so they could put it into my bank. I had completely forgotten I had New Zealand taxes. In fact, I still can't remember where I got that from. James wanted pizza for dinner, so we took him to NYPD Pizza, where the family and David and Ben and Keith all had pizza. I guess now that he's 10, we can start letting him use a knife and fork.
Yeah?
You're 10 years old now. There's something you need to know. It's time to start shaving. And then there were presents. And now to explain why there isn't one of these. After James's party, and after he'd opened his presents and everything, well, let me go back. When I had lunch, when I was out doing my errands to get the presents and whatnot, about an hour and a half after I ate lunch, I was at home, and I suddenly came over all nauseous. And I just had to lie down and take a nap for about an hour, just curled up on my side, and it went away. So I just thought maybe my lunch hadn't set well. But about maybe 2 hours after I ate dinner, it hit me again. And that was it. That was the end of the day. I didn't wake up from it. So here we are today, on our way to work, a bit late because I didn't set my alarm. Just out. That was it. I was just trying to settle my stomach. Still a little upset. I'm a little worried about eating breakfast, but I don't have much choice. I'm also very hungry. When I returned from lunch, apparently maintenance had been working on the air conditioner over my desk, which they thoughtfully covered up all my papers and left my phone and computer uncovered. Let's finish this one up for the day. When I woke up this morning, as I mentioned, my stomach still wasn't quite right, and I had to have some breakfast, so I took a Dramamine. Now, Dramamine does, it's a motion sickness pill, but it does a phenomenal job on me of suppressing nausea. It also does a phenomenal job of putting me to sleep. So, between 7 and 8 o'clock this morning, I was fighting it so much. And I made it. I had paperwork to get through, which did not help. But I was really, really fighting the sleepies. And then, it goes away. And I had lunch, and I didn't have any nausea, and everything was fine. And I came home from work, and the kids were watching TV because they're off on spring break. And I thought, well, I'll leave them alone. I'll go into the bedroom, and I laid down and started to read my Twitter or whatever it was I was looking at, and I just fell asleep. And I was asleep for 3.5 hours. I was asleep, and it was like I was drugged. I could not. I would come in and out of wakefulness for a few moments, and I just couldn't shake it, and I'd fall back asleep. So I don't know if that the Dramamine should have been long gone, but that's really what it felt like. It's like it was just hanging on to me. So sleep cycle's all completely off. We didn't really do anything this evening because I was asleep most of it. So we just ate some food in the house, and then I put together all the stuff from yesterday and today, and here we are, right at that moment, the moment you've all been waiting for, the moment where I say, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to try that hooroo thing again. Hooroo. 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 I sound self-conscious saying that. Good night.